and welcome. Thank you for joining today to practice mindfulness together. I'd love to share with you a practice called the R.A.I.N practice. R.A.I.N is an acronym. The R stands for recognize what is here right now. The A, allow what is happening to happen. I, investigate with a gentle curiosity. And N, nurture with kindness. Oftentimes, this practice is used during times of strong emotions, reactivity, when we might feel overwhelmed or frustrated. And the invitation in this practice is to actually turn toward what is going on inside of us, be curious about it, allow it to happen, and use tools that we have to nurture ourselves. Having said that, sometimes this practice can feel a little bit overwhelming. And so what we'll do is we'll start the practice with coming to an anchor that feels neutral to you. It could be the breath. It could be a neutral body part. Maybe it's the sensation of your hands or the sensation of your body touching the ground or support behind you, underneath you. And I would like to tell a story about this practice and how it unfolded recently with a student that I was working with. So they came into the practice and they were noticing anxiety. So as they sat and as they practiced, they recognized that anxiety was there. Right? And they allowed this anxious feeling to be there. They weren't trying to turn away from it. They weren't trying to sweep it under the rug. They opened up to this feeling. Be what's here, just as it is, they were allowing. And then they began to investigate. So when we do this in our practice together today, the investigation is more of a felt sense rather than a cognitive problem solving or trying to explain. And what they noticed in the investigation was that where they felt the anxiety was a lot in their stomach. So they felt this sort of tumultuous, sort of energy, unsettled was some of the explanation that they used. And then it kind of evolved. And as they stayed with this investigating, they started to get quite tired. And then when we turned to the end, the nurture, they felt that they needed to give themselves a bit of a hug. And then after the process of this R.A.I.N practice, they felt really exhausted and they felt tired. And so they nurtured themselves with kind words of, it's okay to be tired. And then they thought about how can they in the future work with what they found out in the R.A.I.N practice, and they decided to take a nap later in the day. So that's an example of how a R.A.I.N practice evolved and progressed for a student of mine. And yours may be very different. So there's no exact prescription for this. We're going to go through the stages and see what unfolds for you. With that in mind, let's begin our practice together. Come into an upright position. I think this practice is better done if you can, sitting rather than lying down. This brings a quality of alertness, and also there's a bit of strength in this dignified, upright posture. So you're welcome to sit in a chair, on the ground, in a sofa. If you'd like to have your back against the wall, and then explore for yourself. If this is brand new to you, I'm going to give a couple options for present moment anchors that might feel neutral and stabilizing. So you could anchor your attention on the sensation of the body touching the ground. You could anchor your attention on the hands, the neutral body part, the breath, So whatever to you feels like the best anchor right now, let your attention settle there. And know that this anchor is available for you to return to during the R.A.I.N practice should you feel overwhelmed, that just feels a little bit too much. Beginning with the R.A.I.N practice, recognizing what is, recognizing what is here right now. You may ask yourself the question, what is happening inside of me right now? What is happening inside of me right now? What thoughts are here? What emotions are present? What physical sensations are arising? What is happening inside of me right now? Allowing this to happen, to unfold moment to moment. Even if it's the last thing that we want to have happen, can we open to and allow whatever we're recognizing to be here? We might say to ourselves, this is what is here. This is what is here. Turn toward investigating with gentle attention. If you're feeling strong emotions, bring a curiosity to them. You might notice that you're trying to change or fix or problem solve, and that's very normal. And the invitation here is to investigate the felt sense. So oftentimes we feel emotions in the core of our body. So what are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you feeling here? Can you bring some descriptive words? And if not, that's okay. Maybe images or colors, different things can come to mind to help you identify this inquiry, this investigation. What are you feeling? Nurturing with kindness. Whatever you discovered in this investigation, in this recognizing, allowing, and inquiring, investigating, what is called for? It might be a gentle touch to the heart. It might be some calming affirmations. It's okay. I've got this. I can do it. It might be useful to get a blanket and place it over your shoulders as a calming tool for you. And along with the N of nurturing, take a moment to reflect on what might be useful as you move through your day to help support you, again, in this nurturing with kindness. So if you noticed you were tired, you might plan to rest later. If you noticed that you were feeling anxious and a walk might feel settling for you, or it might be called for to talk to a friend or make a healthy meal. So taking some time here to just reflect on what might be useful to you moving forward. And returning to your anchor, the anchor that you chose at the beginning of the practice. And if your eyes have been closed, you can open your eyes. If your gaze has been down, you can gently lift your gaze. Thank you for joining me in the R.A.I.N practice.